still alive.
Oh, yeah.
How did he survive getting shot directly in the face? By not dying. Oh, this guy's good. So
Yeah, he is pretty good, isn't he?
Like, hey, I'm okay with you having shot me in the face.
Hey guys, my name's Dan, and today's reaction is the Echo Pitch Meeting, and this is the latest Marvel TV show. This one focusing more on the heroes like her, like Daredevil, and bringing back Wilson Fisk and all that. But was bringing them back into this fold and sort of setting up the future of Daredevil. Did that make it a good TV show? Well, I'll get back to you on that later on in this video. But for now, please do check all of those links I have for you down in the description below. More specifically, the Ryan George link and the Pitch Me link as well. They're both great ways to support him. And a great and easy way to support me is to go right below this video. Click all those buttons down there, because I'll just let you see future reactions that I do. But I'll help my channel to grow without any further ado. Let's go.
So, you got some new content for me? Yes, sir,
Yeah.
I do. The people demand their Marvel content. Yeah, they
Sure
do.
do.
Well, less and less. Oh, well, I wrote some stuff anyway. Yeah, that's totally fine. So I'm thinking we do a show about Maya Lopez. Oh, interesting. And tell me something. Who is that? We introduced 736 new characters
She was
last
in
year. She
the
was
Hawkeye
in the
show.
Hawkeye show.
Yep.
A little. Also goes by Echo. You know, I
Yep.
think that does sound kind of familiar, and that works for me. Let's give her her own show. Amazing. So a good chunk of the first episode is going to be kind of like an extended previously on segment to get people up to speed. Really, a good chunk. Yeah, well, people are always complaining that it's hard to keep up with all the Marvel stuff, so if a good chunk of the first episode is kind of previously on, that'll shut people up.
Yeah, I mean, it gives them, you know, a bit of a refresher of what's going on. I get it.
Might be a nice middle ground. No, and during that whole backstory bit, I figured that's a good opportunity to have Daredevil come in.
Yeah!
This She-Hulk. You know it, sir. They're gonna have this big old
Or
fight
Netflix.
scene, and sometimes it's gonna look like they're hitting each other. Man, it's really gonna help with marketing to have Daredevil in this show. We're gonna lean into that heavily. Well, he's literally just in that one scene. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I was hoping for more.
I don't care. Well, okay then. So what actually happens in the show? Well, like 5 months after shooting Kingpin in the face at the end of Hawkeye, Maya's on the run and heads back to her hometown in Oklahoma. And what does she want to do there? Take over from Kingpin and become the Queen Pin. From Oklahoma? Yes, and so since she's being followed by bad guys, she's putting her whole family at risk. Oh man, what's she gonna do to protect them? Nothing. She doesn't seem to care about that. Oh. And she's also gonna provoke the bad guys by planting some explosives on their cargo heading to New York. Couldn't that potentially explode anywhere and hurt a lot of innocent people?
Yeah,
she's
probably.
a badass. Kinda messed up. Well, she's an anti-hero, so it's badass. Oh, okay. So anyway, at a certain point, her and 2 of her family members are gonna get kidnapped by bad guys at the roller skating rink her uncle works at. Uh-oh. And Maya's prosthetic leg is gonna come off and be taken by one of the captors. Yikes, how's she gonna get that back? They're gonna drop it next to her and leave her with it. Oh, well, that worked out immediately. Yeah, and
apparently.
It has a little knife in it,
Not
so
very
she cuts
smart.
herself loose. A very handy foot. And then she builds a functional gun complete with laser sight out of some scraps, which is a skill that she has. Oh, it is? Yeah, that's a skill
Yeah, we
that
just
she
learned.
has. It says so right here. Well, great.
Says so right there in the
She's gonna
script.
kill a bunch of bad guys, but the final bad guys get a phone call and leave. Well, getting a phone call is pretty scary. Just text me. Well, this phone call is especially scary because we're going to find out that the Kingpin is still alive.
Oh, yeah.
How did he survive getting shot directly in the face? By not dying. Oh, this guy's good. So
Yeah,
he
he
goes
is
up and
pretty
tells
good,
Maya,
isn't he?
like, hey, I'm okay with you having shot me in the face, and I want you to come to New York, and I'll give you my empire. Oh, well, that's what she wants, right? Yeah, but not like this, because she's mad at Kingpin. He had her father killed. Oh, right. So she doesn't accept the offer. Nope, and so Kingpin gets so mad that he's going to attack this big event in town. What's the event? A powwow. Whoa.
A powwow?
Wow. So he's got a bunch of bad guys there, and there's a guy with a rocket launcher. He's very scary. He's just gonna blow up a powwow? Yeah, blow up a powwow with the rocket. That seems to be what I've written here. And also he kidnaps Maya's cousin and grandma. Uh-oh. But the whole family's gonna fight back. Oh, they are? Yeah, even her comic relief cousin, Biscuits. His name is Biscuits? Oh,
Sure
that
is.
funny. What's he gonna do? He crushes like 12 men with a monster truck. Oh my god. And Maya's gotta go up against the Kingpin. Well, that's gonna be impossible. The guy's massive.
No,
actually, it's going to be super
easy.
Barely
Barely
an
an
inconvenience.
inconvenience.
Oh, really? Yeah, because see, she has powers now, so she uses those and shares them with her cousin and
Yeah,
grandma.
with
What are
the powers of her ancestors.
There's glowy ones that do whatever I want. Nice, and so she kicks Fisk's butt? No, she's going to touch him with her glowy mind powers and make him confront his own childhood trauma.
Yeah,
Okay, so he cries
sending him to
and
therapy.
runs away. Weaponized therapy is tight.
Yep, there it is.
And this whole thing with a nice family barbecue. barbecue and everybody's happy. So like a play on the Fast and Furious thing? No, just literally doing it. Oh, okay. So what do you think?
I mean, actually, it's more of a play on what they did with She-Hulk, because remember, that's how that ended, which was a big family barbecue, and, you know, Daredevil just sort of came along.
Hey, we've got Daredevil and Kingpin to focus the marketing around. I say we make this TVMA sprinkle a little blood just for publicity's sake. That should lure people into clicking.
Sure.
Do you think it's bad that we have to lure people now? It might not be.
All right, so before we get into that, because I know that's a big deal now, but funnily enough, I didn't feel like it was that terrible, because I did get some enjoyment out of it. I even got a whole bunch of notes that we can sort of talk about here. Love the fight scene with Echo and Daredevil. I thought that was a lot of fun. It could be interesting to see how those characters sort of interact with each other in the future. Considering one is deaf and one is blind, I think that could be something that maybe they could explore. I'm not sure how it would go down, but I'm very curious to see how it would go down. I also loved in episode 3 where they started off with like this old school black and white silent film sort of thing, where you would see them doing some stuff with some music playing in the background, and then the words of what's being said comes up. I thought that was really cool. I always go crazy over like old school stuff like that, and them, you know, sort of paying homage to that and writing it in such a clever way. I thought was pretty cool. And then you had the fight scene in episode 3 that I thought was really, really enjoyable, with the back and forth that they had there. And then, like, just when you think, you know, they have him, Wilson just fits his calls. It's like, and you know it's him, like, almost immediately. Like who else would be calling him at that point? I'm like, oh my god, it's Wilson Fisk. That's so cool. He somehow made it back. Not really quite sure, but honestly, I don't really care. I love the character, and seeing him back within the show is really, really cool. And then you have the fact that a lot of people were worried about the characters, Kingpin, Daredevil, and the rest of them, with them being on Netflix and things being as successful as they were over there. Were they going to recast them anyway? Were they going to be different? I can assure you, both of those are very untrue. Same people casting them, acting the same exact way that they normally would, which is very nice to see, very encouraging to see what the future has for all these characters involved. And all in all, I mean, it wasn't a perfect show. I'm going to be real, that there were some things that weren't great, and I can certainly understand maybe some of, you know, this, but not like as dramatic as it is. I feel like there are worse shows out there. There are worse forms of media out there, regardless of the fact that, you know, the show may not have gone over well. I'm not really sure why. I'll have to do some little more research, because it takes a whole hell of a lot for me to really, really dislike something. But that's going to do it for me here. Comment down below. Let me know, what did you think about Echo? Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Please check all those links I have for you down in the description below. And lastly, and most importantly, I want to give a huge shout out to all my $5 and up supporters on Patreon: Luchador, Cruising, Wolverine 310, Jordan Bird, Kester Cronage, Amber K, Raymond Bright, Joshi, Chris Curtis, Haley Machinardi, Am Perry, Larka, Fox Cacophony, Leo Harris, and Morgan Page. And I'll see you guys next time.